Yo, my friends, it's been an emotional morning. Once again, man, God must be really dealing with something in me. But this is your boy Chocopie, and this is Morning Thoughts, I think, 11 now. Now, you see this picture up here? This guy don't know me. But it just randomly came in on this video today, and I'm going to shout him out. He said he's quitting his job. I don't know if he's Christian or not. Like I said, I'm a Christian. Doesn't mean you have to be. But I understand what it feels like to be an employee, and I know what it feels like to be a boss. This is a guy who worked for someone for 7 years, and that's what connected with me, because next year is going to be 7 years of me owning this business. That's been, honestly, it's been hell, but it's been a lot of eye-opening things, mentally, spiritually. It drove me to insanity, and it's also shown me how blessed I am. But this guy, Robert C. Edison, I think. Like I said, he don't know me, I don't know him. But I just feel like God wanted me to shout him out. So, don't know if he's Christian, don't know who he is. But from reading from this video, he just seems like a hard-working man. Blue-collar man, I think that's what it is. Is it blue-collar? Yeah. Just a hard worker, brother. So show him some love. Subscribe to his channel. I know I don't got a lot of people following me to say this, but please, go ahead, brother. I think he deserves it. So anyways, all right, so back to our normal everyday thing, right? We are on the 5th day of December. Wow, Christmas coming up, huh? We never really celebrate holidays too much. My mom tried when we were growing up, but my dad grew up rough, you know. I had a rough day today fighting with my dad over the phone. He's trying to bless us to go to Hawaii, but man, there's so much emotion in there. I feel like I owed him so much, so there's guilt and shame and anger. I feel shame for myself, and there's, you know, a lot of things that I deal with, you know, and a lot of people deal with. But anyways, let's read on and figure out what Proverbs 5 got to offer us today from the good book of the Bible, right? So it says, "My sons, pay attention to my wisdom, lend your ear to my understanding, that you may preserve discretion, and your lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of an immoral woman trip honey." Oh, this is talking about lust. "And her mouth is smoother than oil, but in the end she is bitter as wormwood. Sharp as a two-edged sword, her feet go down to death, her steps lay hold of hell, lest you ponder her path of life. Her ways are unstable, and you do not know them. Therefore hear me now, my children, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. Remove your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house, lest you give your honor to others and your years to the cruel one, lest aliens be filled with your wealth, and your labors go to the house of a foreigner, and you mourn at last." Wow. "When your flesh and your body are consumed, and say, 'How I have hated instruction, and my heart despised correction. I have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined my ear to those who instructed me. I was on the verge of total ruin, in the midst of the assembly and congregation. Drink water from your own cistern, and running water from your very own well. Should your fountains be dispersed abroad, streams of water in the streets, let them be only your own, and not for strangers with you, and not for strangers with you, let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of your youth, as a loving deer in a graceful doe. Let her breast satisfy you at all times, and always be enraptured with her love. For why should you, my son, be enraptured by an immoral woman, and embraced in the arms of the seductress?" Now, I shout out that guy in the beginning. I didn't think I ever wanted to share this, but I am, because many people deal with it. Now, I might lose a lot of followers. I don't care. I didn't make this to lose followers. I made it to help people. Being straight honest, you know, me and my wife have been together for 13 years, married for 3 now. I've went and we being the immoral man, okay? Y'all should know what I mean when I say that. Now, there was alcohol and drugs involved, right? But it's nothing to blame when you do something like that. And at times that happened, I told her, hey, and I told myself once I get married, oh, they will never happen again. But there's this thing called insecurity, right? When I was young, I was fat in high school. No women dated me. And then I came to here in Washington, met my wife, my first girlfriend ever, like actual. Now, I've dated a couple people before, but I think that was a real relationship, and now we're married. I asked for God for years on my bed. I said, God, if you give me the woman of my dreams, the woman that loves me for who I am, I promise you I'll treat her like a diamond. I'll treat her so well. And you know what? God gave me everything I wanted in my wife. But you know what I did? I lied about every single thing that I promised God that I would do to the daughter he would give to me. Now, I am evolving. I'm a changed man. I am a different man than I am even a couple months ago, even a year ago, 10 years ago. Oh man, I'm a completely different guy. Now, as for this, oh, you best believe my wife should have divorced me times and time over. My mom also went through it. Doesn't make it right. It never does. But what it says here is knowledge. Dude, and you will lose everything. And I almost lost everything. And I know some of you guys are divorced, and you hear this. God will give you another chance. Doesn't mean you ruined it. But this is a warning, right? Even if you don't believe in Jesus, you know what happens when if you're married and you cheat on your wife and things of that nature happen. You know what will happen. Now, I've just been blessed by a wonderful wife that God provided for me. I prayed for her, and I know that she is the one that I prayed for, and God gifted her to me. And God has also gifted her to me. Well, I guess that's the same thing. But anyways, man, lust is a problem, man. Especially in the day now where there's our phones, right? Like back in the, let's be honest here, as a man, dude, we had AOL, like instant messenger, internet slows, and then first time I watched anything lustful was my parents, like HBO showed up, right? Oh, HBO. Those of you guys understand. That's the first time I saw anything sexual, and it kind of, as a young boy, I was like, oh my gosh. But it's terrible, man. I've been dealing with pornography for so long. Now I've actually been good with it. But the problem is the lust is still in the mind like addiction. And only God can help, I believe, take it away. Now, there is people, for me, I'm talking about for me. Now, there's people been set free that don't even believe in Jesus. From addiction, from pornography, from every bad thing they do, stealing, stuff like that. They've been set free. But for me, I believe I need Jesus, man. And my oh my. I've seen the pains that it caused families. And pain in my own life. It's all full of insecurities, man. And lust is a crazy one, huh? Like I said, our kids these days and the young generation, I want kids so bad, man. We lost ours. Like I said, a couple of podcasts. We were supposed to have a kid last month. Our very first 13 years of having unprotected sex. Never once had a child. And we got a child and we lost it in May. People said, don't say it for 12 weeks. Well, you know what? I believed in God, and I believed for like 13 years we never had a child. So yes, this is going to be, our child's going to be born. So I spread it to everybody. We didn't. I felt shame about it. I felt guilty about it. I thought it wasn't because of me and all my addiction issues, but I'm like even bitter. I know this will go on a different way a little bit, but I was even bitter, man. I remember I went to church and there was a girl up there, and it was a homeboy's girl of mine, and they're fighting and they're not together, but apparently that might be his daughter. But I was looking at her and I was pissed off, and this is very after I heard that I lost my child. I was like, you're gonna give her a child when all she does is drink and do drugs, and you not gonna give me a child? Like, that's how bitter I was. And then I realized, how dare I say that? I have no right to say that, man. That's full of envy and disgust. I was even disgusted. I thought about that. I even told my pastor I thought like that because I didn't like that about myself. Now, I don't think that way anymore. It was just anger and frustration. But as far as lust goes, man, it's a dangerous game, man, you play. You think you could just stop whenever you want. And I thought myself, I could just stop watching porn once I get married and stuff like that. It doesn't work that way, man. You wish it did, right? Some of you guys are single. It's like, oh yeah, well, I'm watching porn right now, but once I get a wife and I'm married and I have someone I can have sex with every day, like, oh, it won't happen. Sorry for being graphic. Hopefully it's 18 plus. But no, I'm sorry, my friend. Maybe for some of y'all, but for most of us, nah. And it goes to women too. But I know men struggle with it a lot more than women, but women do struggle with it as well. And all that to say is, man, protect your mind, protect your ears, protect yourself, man. There is spirits, man. And for those of you guys that are Christian, you know for sure there's spirits. God says so. Demons. And as far as demons, there's also angels to protect us. And I believe God has been protecting me and my family, even through all the craziness. Literally another day of anger, crying, talking to my dad. Dad calling me a parasite. And then also calling me back and he's saying he loves me, something he's never done. So he's changed. I've changed. We still have a lot of growing together to do together. But that's the journey of life. It's fun. Stick around long enough. You'll see how great it can be. Anyway, your boy ChocopieSenior out. Deuces.